The Xbox dashboard has gone through quite a lot of changes over the past few years, starting on the Xbox 360, and they've changed it pretty frequently since 2008. Now, moving on to the Xbox Series X and S, this dashboard is currently in the Xbox Insider build. If you haven't seen my previous video talking about it, I've had this dashboard now for about a month. And I wasn't that big of a fan previously after having used it for about a week when recording that video. And I have to say that personally, I'm still not that much of a fan of this dashboard. They have moved some things around since the last time I made a video on this. Right down here where Browse Your Games is, this brings up your gaming library. Now, beforehand, this was the Store tab. And I feel like this was done a little bit maliciously. People thought, oh, well, they're so used to scrolling down to go to the games library. We'll put the store there so that they'll go into the store more often, whether it's on purpose or by accident. Now, looking at the rest of this, none of this has changed. You cannot edit any of this still. And personally, I really don't like having this all on my home screen. I recently got an Xbox Series X that I have not enrolled in the Insider program, and having used the old dashboard again for a 2-week period, I can honestly say that I do like that one better. Something that has never worked for this dashboard update preview that I've read should be working is when you scroll through your most recently used games and apps, it should change the background that you have to a image related to the game that you're on. So right now, a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for Xbox 360 image should be covering the background, and this just does not work. I don't know if it's something that they removed or something that's not ready, but nonetheless, it does not work. I will say that in my month of using this new dashboard, I have had 2 hard system crashes where the console just shuts itself off, and using the controller to turn it back on and pressing the power button didn't even work. I had to unplug it and leave it unplugged for about 15 seconds and then plug it back in, and then it came back on, and this happened to me twice. I've also had games hard crash where it doesn't just close the game, it completely shuts the entire console off. And that was when I was playing Halo Infinite and Skyrim, 2 games that really aren't all that stressful for the system. But something happened with the Xbox, and I'm assuming now that it has the dashboard update, causing both of those games to just completely shut the system off altogether. The consoles, when the games did crash, did come back on with the press of the controller, so that seemed to be a little less serious than the crash with it previously just being on the dashboard. I personally thought that they would have launched this new dashboard already. I thought that this was going to be a summer update, and I guess technically summer is still going and rolls into September, so it is possible that they could consider this a September update. But personally, my honest opinion, if you don't have this new dashboard yet, you're really not missing out on a whole lot. Everything that we're looking at here is just advertisement. And when you do have something put on the homepage, let's just, as a for instance, put Halo Infinite on the homepage, you have to scroll down a little bit more than you would generally. And previously with the dashboard, you could choose what was the first thing down, the second thing down, the third thing down from when you scroll. And now that's gone. You have your top list of games that were the last played. You have now your games library returned back here. And then you have ads. And then you have an ad for Game Pass and the games available there. And then you have the list of things that you place on the home screen. I would honestly like to see them go back to the previous model where you can customize things, you can take things off. Like if I don't want to look at what's been recently added to Game Pass, if you don't want to look at friends and community or coming to Game Pass or most popular on Game Pass or play cloud gaming with Game Pass and then the entertainment that they have with movies and music and TV shows. I really would like to be able to take all this off. However, I do understand now that they are canceling Xbox Live and Xbox Live Games with Gold and just transitioning everything into a Game Pass subscription model. Having Game Pass right at the top does make sense. However, I feel if they wanted to do that, then having these things up here are virtually useless. If there's two places on the home screen for you to access My Games and Apps and the store and Game Pass, essentially, what are these three icons doing? They're just taking up space. I guess you could make the argument that they're for quick access, but I mean, when you're on the home page, all you have to do is press the right trigger and you can just pop down to each different section, which is maybe just as quick, if not quicker, than coming up here and scrolling through everything. But as always, I'd like to thank you all for joining me here today. Let me know what you guys think of my impressions about the Xbox dashboard here. And until next time, I'd like to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.